Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Frank Han here, and it is absolutely great to see you here. And hopefully, have some time spent with your family and friends, and over the weekend to relax and really enjoy. Well, Monday is today, but the rest of the week still there, right? So be very excited, and because we're gonna have some fantastic product this week. Okay, it's really gonna blow you away. So let's starting out with a fantastic product you probably heard about already, right? They've been creating the buzz all over the internet, and that is called Explaindio. I already got a lot of personal email, Facebook messages, and even Twitter messages these days, right? Social media, love them. And to ask, hey, what is Explaindio? And the biggest question you might have is, hey, I just purchased this Easy Sketch Pro 2, and I already have VMFX. Do I still need the Explaindio? What the heck is Explaindio about? What do you think of it? And you know, what is all this buzz about, right? So, well, as a massive action taker, and by the way, you should do that too, because that's the only way to succeed in life, right? Taking massive action. So, as a massive action taker, I have invited a very special person to answer all the questions you may have, okay? All right, so this is a very cool piece of software for all the video editors, for all the video marketers, for all the wannabe video marketers as well, for a very affordable price. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But first of all, please let me introduce to you Todd, who is pretty much no stranger to you. You're gonna see him everywhere in every product there is, right? Well, the reason for that is, if you don't know who he is the video spokesperson. A lot of people hire him to be the commercial person for their product, right? So that's why you see him. He actually started video marketing way before I did. He actually was the weatherman, and he's starting the television studios and have very professional training, and he was the weatherman. And then he kind of come off that and started video marketing, and I in fact start off with Todd, all right? So back in days, and now we work together with many products. And ladies and gentlemen, and please welcome Todd. He's gonna be here introduce this fantastic product called Explaindio. Okay, the reason I invite him is he has been working very closely with the Explaindio team to bring this product to the marketplace. He has been tested a month ago, and he's been testing it ever since. He has talked to beta testers, so he has the ins and outs about this software more than I can right now, okay? All right, so that's the reason I invite him to talk about, hey, do you really like Explaindio? Well, what is the difference between Explaindio versus the other software that's out there? In the scale of 1 to 10, 10 be the easiest one to use, 1 be most difficult one to use, which score would you give it to it? Those are probably the most important questions you want to be answered, and I have the answer for you right inside this interview, okay? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please let me introduce to you this most exciting product in the market right now. It's called Explaindio Video Creator. Explaindio Video Creator. So briefly, let me talk about what this is. Well, this is a Mac and PC desktop software. Yes, that's correct. And what I like about this so far is it has something that no other software has. It's a marketplace. Okay, what is the marketplace? That means as a designer, as a video editor, as a video creator, you can create your own templates, put in the marketplace for sale. So what's that mean? Well, what I love about it is brilliant, because it lets the market decide which template to create. In the past, you had to pay monthly fee for additional templates. And speaking of templates, you're gonna absolutely love this. How about 800 templates come with your purchase? How's that? That's pretty darn cool, right? 800 templates already built in with the software for you to use. And I don't know about you, but I rather work from a template than from scratch, right? So it's so much easier just swapping out the words and the images. Hey, you ready to go? You ready to go dominate YouTube, right? Or, you know, make the video for your local marketers. And second thing I really love about this is obviously this is combining the power of both VMFX and Sketch Pro 2, where you can embed a live video stream, something you shoot outside your house or inside your house, or a video like this. And on top of it, it lays the animations and even sketch things like handwriting stuff. You know, you've seen those videos. And on top of it, so it has the power of that. It has the template, it has the power, and the fourth thing I lost count here, so is the price. It's gonna be blowing you away. It's gonna be right around $37. And that's regular price. I do have surprise early bird price for you, so stay tuned, okay? All right, so it's $37. It comes with the commercial license. Yes, it comes with the commercial license. I think they decided to do that. That's pretty blown away because other people make you do the upgrade, right? So $37, very affordable, and it's commercial license, okay? So before I get into the most exciting part here, let's kind of come back to the interview for a second, okay? All right, so I'm going to share the bonus and early bird in a minute, okay? All right, so inside this interview, Todd again is going to briefly talk about his story, just because everybody pretty much know him right now, know his story now, right? So and then he's going to talk about, hey, why, if you're not into video marketers, why is important to become doing video now, okay? Most important question I asked him in doing this interview is, hey, where do you talk about the history of the video marketing? Because he's kind of like a pioneer. He saw the future for video before I did, before anybody else did in this marketplace. And so I asked the next question is, where do you see the future video goes? What kind of video is going to work now? I guess all kinds of software, all kinds of template, make so much easier to make a video, all kinds of equipment. What kind of video is really going to work in the future? What do you think of that? You know, and so it's really rarely I get a chance to pick on his brain. I put him on the spot like that, all right? So you're gonna find out the answer for that. So be very exciting about it. And he, of course, he's gonna do a live demo of this, okay? And he said I really grill him on the user experience with Explaindio. That's what you're gonna be here find the most exciting for. Once you see this, once you see what kind of video this thing can produce, I guarantee you want to grab this, especially at this very, very affordable price, $37 commercial license, okay? And that means you're able to use this with PC and Mac, and you're able to instantly use this, get your money back. We sell this video for like $500, $250, okay? All right, so get that YouTube video in there. The more the video you upload, the more chance you're gonna get ranked, right? All right, or the more chance you're gonna make sales as well, right? So this is, I mean, I wish I had this kind of tool when I first starting out. I had to really struggling to creating videos, but with this, man, I'll have a full-time VA just pump out videos now. All right, so they're gonna be very, very exciting about that. So I left the best thing to the last. That is early bird, and that is bonuses. Okay. All right. So for bonuses, we're gonna give you a lot of SVG files which you can instantly use for the sketch thing inside this software. Okay. There's actually 2 huge packages for it, 2 zip files. And plus my team is gonna put together a lot of awesome bonus for you as well, okay? Make this absolutely no-brainer for you. And early bird, everybody gonna go there at 11 a.m., all right? So I have exclusively negotiated an early bird deal for you, as I always trying to save you money, right? So at 8 a.m., so between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., I think it's about 3 hours, yeah. If I'm doing my math right, yeah, 3 hours. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you gotta be there at 8 a.m. That's the moral of the story. And so you can grab this at $29.95 instead pay $37, and you are still getting the commercial license with this. But this is a very, very limited time offer. It's 3 hours only. So be there early. Go grab this. I think you can absolutely love it. And even you have the previous other 2 software, I think you still should grab this, because each software does that one particular or 2 particular things better than any other software. And for $37, for $30, to me, it's absolutely no-brainer. I have a Camtasia, I have ScreenFlow, I have Premiere, I have VMFX, I have Sketch Pro 2, I have Explaindio now, but just like I'm having a buffet. So any kind of creativity I want out of my brain now, I can actually put down to the paper. Let you guys enjoy as well, okay? All right, so well, without further ado, guys, let's all go enjoy this awesome interview. Make sure you stay tuned, watch a very cool demo video / sales video about this, and most importantly, go there at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grab this, and let's go learn what's all the buzz about, okay? All right, so until next time, this is your friend Han, and please be very, very exciting about this, and until next time, I'll be talking to you very, very soon. Cheers, keep smiling. Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend Han here, and it is absolutely great to see you here tonight. And tonight I'm very, very excited to have my great friend Todd here to kind of not only introduce a brand new product, it's really going to change the industry again. And I think once you watch the demo, you want to have this. This is going to really take your video production to the whole nother level. It's really combined and two powerful software into one. And then Todd's going to go into more detail about it. And since Todd is a very, very cool and big video marketer himself, he's going to be here sharing some awesome video marketing tips as well. All right, so be very, very exciting about that. Now, before we get into all that excitement, let's kind of learn how Todd got started with internet marketing, and most importantly, what did he do exactly to achieve the level of success that he has today. So, Todd, for those who doesn't know you, but I think that's a very, very small percentage of people out there, would you mind to share your story with us again?
Sure. And, if I tell it different every time, then it will keep it alive, keep everybody interested. So I'll mix it up a little bit. I was on television for many years, 22 years in one station, and then many years before that, in fact, on other stations. And then when I got out of TV, basically I went into internet marketing and figured I'd bring that video talent over to the new medium. And I started doing some commercials on the internet, slowly but surely, and then I realized there was this whole internet marketing thing going on, and I actually started doing the sales of my own products as well, and I started selling other people's products. I developed a list, and I did what we always recommend, build a list and sell products of other people's. Now, for a few years, I was vacillating a little bit in that I would largely introduce video products, but very often I would introduce other products for internet marketers, and I was basically all over the place. I didn't really hit a great deal of success until I really focused mostly on video, which is this year. And this year I've done extremely well, and it's actually resulted in me being on numerous other people's sales pages, so to speak. And I'm the video spokesman for many products now. But I also have had a lot more success with my own group by sticking to mostly video. So even though once in a while I look for things that are related that folks would be interested in, the fact that I really focused in on video this year has helped me a lot. And I'm really excited about how it's going and how I'm able to share some of the best video products this year, like VMFX FX and like Easy Sketch Pro, like you've also shared, to my group. And then when something else comes out that I can attach myself to, which is this latest one, which is called Explaindio, I'm able to, look into the product and then help bring it to the marketplace. And that's what I'm doing in this case. So I'm really excited about that.
Right. So what is so special about you is that you are at least one of the #1 affiliate in JVZoo, and I would have to guess the majority of the success probably had to do with the fact that you know how to use videos to communicating and to promoting and to sell, whether it's being your own product or as an affiliate as well, right?
Yeah, what I was going to say, Han, is that even though that's true that it was me in the video, it's not always me on camera on the video. And one of my biggest successes this year was one of my quickest jobs that I did that was not for me per se. It was for Ankur Shukla, and that was when he brought Backup Beast to the market. And in that case, I just did the voiceover for it, and that proves that an effective video script with a good voiceover can be just as powerful as the stand-up kind, where you see me, actually walking and talking and that sort of thing. It can be a voiceover, and if it's a good-looking video, like you can make with some of these other products that you've brought out this year with me, I think that it really can go a long way. And yes, all the top products this year were either about video or had video on them. None of the products that did well this year didn't have video. They all had video up there at the top of the sales page, and that's what made the difference, because it explained to people what the product was really about, and they responded.
So I think it would be the right person to ask you, because you've seen video marketing before anybody else did. You're kind of like a pioneer of this, and before I even started, I actually learned a lot from you, and continue to learn from you as well. Is that can you talk about the little bit of history of how does the video marketing be involved, and most, you've had to predict where it's going. Can you give us a little bit of background on that, and
Well,
kind of give us
that's yeah, it's a really interesting question, because I think that video marketing for the internet was always there and nobody realized it. And video has always been the #1 thing that people turn to since it was developed in the 19-teens, 1920s. It's always been. So, for instance, for movies, when they came out, they had video ads. When television came out, there were TV ads. Then QVC came out and was selling products similar to internet marketing, but on TV. Products were being sold right and left through QVC. When YouTube came out, it immediately got jumped on so quickly. It was absolutely mind-blowing. You know, there was Google Video and there was YouTube, and then they merged. And I was involved first with Google Video, and then I had to get over to YouTube. And, you know, the writing was on the wall right there and then in 2005, 2006, because immediately people jumped on that medium and made it popular. And if that was going to happen, then shouldn't internet marketers, of course, use video right away? So there were some people that preceded me, such as Mike Stewart, one of my partners, Sean, in terms of Easy Web Video. He was doing video players back to 2004. I mean, you know, it's really in that period, just after the year 2000, that video really started to come in, but it wasn't used very much. Now, in 2006, when I came out with Squeeze videos, I turned the heads of some of the big marketers like Mike Filsame, and he started using it immediately. So people watched what I did, and then I was a small guy at the time and said, hey, yeah, I'm just going to do this, you know, and they started using video in a big way right out of the gate in 2006, 2007. So from there, it just continued to become the standard. So then you had someone like Frank Kern, who used it back around 2007, 2008, and you know, was just a huge success at it because he had it well produced. He had a producer, of course, I assume, that told him, you know, I'm going to help you, you know, make this look professional, but be yourself. So there was an example of somebody who took it and made it really homey and about him, you know, a real good connection between himself and the audience, and yet it looked really good because it was being professionally done. Then you had Ryan Dice at the time come out, and actually Ryan actually did it after Keith Wellman. Keith Wellman first brought out the so-called ugly video, and then Ryan Dice named it the ugly video, where you just speak over regular PowerPoint slides, and that kind of video proved to be very effective as well. Problem is, now that we're in 2014, those kind of videos have to take a back seat to the better looking videos, which have been trying to bubble up all along, and that's where these better products that came out this year, putting us all in the driver's seat and able to put those together easily, that's where these products now become important, because we've reached a turning point where we can't just get away with a PowerPoint video with the straight writing and the speaking over it, because it's a little bit boring now since people are used to something better. So that's a history. I've never actually gone over that with you before.
No. And so that's why I want to ask, because who would be a better person to ask this question, because he's seen it all. So if you had to predict, what's the trending as far as format of video goes for the coming up years, 2015, 16, 17, maybe 2030? What would you see the trends going to continue to grow? What should people position themselves right as far as making engaging video for themselves or the clients? What do you see over there?
Okay, well, again, this has been there all along, and I think it's just that what's going to become obvious is what's going to take over, and that is that everything is about the video and not about the sales letter. So obviously video has a lot of different uses, but when it comes to internet marketing products, people, you know, struggle to get good written copy when they don't have to. It has nothing to do with the written copy. It has to do with supporting the video that's there. So one of the biggest mantras that I have, that I'm always yelling at people about, raising my voice about, is that they don't need to worry about the sales copy. So the reason that this is a sore point of mine is because I've done these sales videos for quite some time for people. Right. So let's say I do it for a partner of mine, and then he goes out and announces the product to the world. You know, that in parentheses at the bottom he'll say, and Todd Gross did the video for this, but he'll talk a whole paragraph about how they got this hot sales copy, a copywriter to write the whole copy. you know, and how that's what's really so important. But that's not true. It's the parentheses that are important. Todd Gross did the sales video. No, the sales video is what's most important, and the copy should support the video. It's not the other way around. And I think that's really where we're headed in the future, is just totally wiping out the whole concept of sales letters. Videos becoming full screen. Any additional supporting information and graphics will be probably popping up in the video itself or interactively. And we're already seeing signs of that. Interactive videos are going to be taking over. So everything is going to be oriented based on the video itself, not based on the remaining sales copy. Now, there are some old school people who don't like videos because they have to pay attention to the video. I like it because I don't like to read, because I have a bit of attention deficit, you know, and I just can't read anymore. And the video, even if I'm just listening to it, at least I could get the information out of it that way. I don't necessarily like long videos. They can be short, but the video will tell me what I want to know without having to read. So I like it. But there are old school people that like both, and I'm sure for those, there should still be some sort of way to get into the written copy about it. But it's sort of like black and white TV. You know, I go so far back, Han, that when I started in television, I had to fight off the black and white TV people.
Oh, wow.
They would tell me while I was on the air that they didn't like the colors I was wearing because they blended in one with the other. Everything we did at the TV station, they said, was wrong because they couldn't discern one thing from another in black and white. So when I went to the program director and the news director about it, they said, you know, that's black and white TV. That's on its way out. Don't worry about that. That's old school. That will fade out. Just don't worry about it. It's kind of what's happening with reading versus video. Video is really where it's at, where it's going. So the copy, yeah, I could see supporting the video with the copy, but in terms of worrying about that as the main thing, and the people that complain that they really don't want to watch a video, they're really falling by the wayside as the old school, similar to black and white TV falling out.
And that's awesome, an important point you just pointing out here. Hopefully, when you guys watching this are taking notes on this, I think the infrastructure is there now, like the free bandwidth from YouTube, and the internet speed of every country is increasing, and mobile devices. And
yeah, and Amazon S3 helps a lot too. All my stuff's on S3, and it doesn't cost a lot at all. It's very, very inexpensive, and it allows you to do things that we couldn't. When I first started, that whole idea of the bandwidth and where am I going to put the video, and how am I going to make sure that if a lot of people watch it at one time, it's going to play, that was a big thing on my mind, you know, and then that just all of a sudden isn't an issue anymore.
Yeah, I remember those days you watch a couple seconds, you pause this buffer, and it keeps going. Those days are long gone. I'm very, very happy to report that. And again, I think the video is going to become more popular. It has to do with the mobile devices too. I think you rather probably watching the video on your little.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was watching the video that I did for the pre-sale for Explaindio, which is the product we're going to talk about today. I was in the car. I picked up my son at the airport, like I mentioned to you earlier. And when I did, I wanted to show him the video because it's kind of a little over the top, the way I did my voice, you know, really deep and that sort of thing. So I wanted him to see it. And also Nick, who's my partner in this, is really funny. He's in this commercial inside the video where he's getting roughed up because it's about self-defense. And it was a funny thing, and I wanted to show him. And then I realized, I bet you this video will play in my mobile device. And sure enough, just hit play, and it played perfectly just by clicking the link that was in the email. So it is a big deal that the video is going to mobile, like you said, and that the interactivity is going to be there soon. Although right now I understand it's hard to get the interactive mobile videos. But I think the interactivity, being able to buy from the video itself, is going to take over. So when you said what's happening in the future, I think that's really what's happening, is you just are going to look at your cell phone, you'll have a video, whether it's educational, whether it's a sales video, and it'll interact with you somehow, so you could just touch it, and you could buy from it, you could do anything. And I think that's where we're headed. And I think that's what was on your mind. So, yeah.
I see that too. That's why video saved my life, because I can't write English correctly, and it's my second language, but I can, you know, I sure can talk. So video really saved me, and in fact, I started with you, and you pointing out video is going to be the future. I just kind of followed with it, and here I am today. So you really, really
help me build my business as well. So so let's talk about this. I guess for those who, well, we kind of mentioned several reasons why people need to be on video already. Let's say somebody's still kind of on the borderline, still not into video. They focus on Facebook, local marketing, whatever it is. Why should they add this as one of the communication to the arena of marketing?
Well, I think, first of all the studies are showing that it really increases the conversions and the interest of the person that's viewing. So much so, I mean, like double, that you're already at a disadvantage if you don't use it. And obviously you don't want to do a bad video, but with the tools that have come out this year, there's no reason not to make a good video. I mean, the learning curve is not long. You could sit down with VMFX, for instance, and learn it pretty quickly. You could sit down with this new one that's coming out, Explaindio, that we'll be talking about, and really learn it overnight, if that. You know, it could be for a kid who's used to doing homework for 3 hours a night, and that's how long I used to do it, 2 or 3 hours a night. It would only take 2 or 3 hours to master this particular video program, if that, if they watch the instructions. So with that in mind, there's really no excuse not to use these tools, so that now you will be able to make good videos, whether it's just writing on the video and music, or whether, you know, the added voiceover that you can get. You know, people hire me for voiceovers. They can go to Fiverr for a voiceover. They could do the voiceovers themselves. I notice a lot of people actually have good voices for voiceovers, and they don't really realize that they do. It's harder to do the video on camera. I do the video on camera, and I've done it since 1980 on camera, and it's still hard for me to get it just right. So I understand that it's not that easy.
Right.
But the voice, a lot of people can do that part. So that's another reason why I think that there's absolutely no excuse already. Now, the other reason that people will want to move into that is because they'll be totally left behind if they don't. So if you have any idea of wanting to be in step with the future, even if it has nothing to do with selling, would require learning to do video on the internet, just as everybody else has. The youth movement has already. I mean, I don't really know very many young people that don't know how to do it in the, let's say, 15 to 25 age category. Almost everybody already knows how to make videos in some way, shape, or form and put them up on YouTube. They already do. So for the rest of us that are over 25, and I'm way over 25, then it's obviously, in order to stay in step with society, you need it in the first place. And second of all, as I just said, if you have any idea of selling anything at all, since that's completely where it's moving to, without any question, totally video, you really should keep on the forefront of what is available so that you won't fall behind. But it's already, you know, proven by so many different studies. I just did a video, as a matter of fact, that went over literally 7 or 8 studies that showed that it's double or more in terms of the effectiveness of a regular sales situation. And then from there, it's just going to continue the gap's going to continue to widen. So it's really something where it's a necessity more than anything else.
And I just want to kind of mention this, if you're a marketer, if you're watching this, and because people on YouTube, because people like us are making video every single day, there's a cable company a panic because nobody subscribed to cable anymore. There's a huge loss on there. and it's the same with the news agencies. The news agency panic and nobody can read the news anymore because people like us just shoot the video and post on YouTube. That's a life. There's no.
Yeah, well, remember, I worked in TV since 1980, and I haven't been on camera because there hasn't been any hurricanes. So I haven't done any television in about 2 years now, almost 2 years. And because when there's hurricanes, I get called down to CNBC. But the last I checked, when I was doing TV regularly, they were in a panic because of the internet, because of the lack of viewership of TV news. So they were decreasing salaries rapidly and claiming poverty. The management probably was doing that almost as a ploy, an excuse to cut salaries, etc. But to some extent, I'm sure it's true. Everything started getting divided up into cable and then dividing up into the internet, so that there was little left for local news networks. And that's still going on today, where you're right. the internet videos taking over and leaving those other commercialized television sources in trouble.
Right. So my point is that little guys like us now, who doesn't have the huge capital investment, can now competing with the big boys, and the big boys are gonna have to give back the power to the little dude now. So
right. As a matter of fact, you were getting me onto that. And I didn't even realize that's where you were leading me, because I was about to say the mistake that they continue to make at that network level is they continue to put a lot of money into television commercials that less and less people are watching and not adopting and adapting to these new rules. And we, of course, have a lot of the commerce coming now into our realm, because we have, for instance, for the offline business, we have all those businesses that need videos made for them, and we are kind of like the gatekeepers of that. We're kind of in charge of that, you know, as internet marketers. We can go to a mom and pop store across the street. We could just walk right in and say, hey, I can make a video for you with Explaindio or with VMFX FX or Easy Sketch Pro. You know, we could do that.
We can send them like more qualified leads than the television can send to them.
Right, right. There's all kinds of ways that we can adapt to this new commerce, where we can actually through Facebook and social media and so many different places. You know, I just heard a commentary the other day about how the candidates dropped social media. They didn't follow Obama's lead on this last election. They were doing the traditional TV commercials. And if they had gone to social media more, they would have been able to tip the election. So, for instance, there was a lot of close elections between Democrats and Republicans. Had the Democrats come in and actually done more social media, as you'd expect that group perhaps to do more social media following Obama, they could have perhaps tipped a lot of those independent elections. But for some reason, like the person that sits at home doesn't want to get involved with video, they didn't want to get involved with social media and video on social media, like you and I know works so well. I mean, you or I could put a video on right now onto Facebook if we want, and we could do something really compelling and then stop the video halfway, you know, and say, we'll continue the video as soon as you opt in. You know, I don't even know if Facebook likes that. They may not even like that anymore. But the point is, we could do it if we want. These guys don't do it. They don't even think of it. And it's so easy to do with the tools that you and I have brought to the marketplace for people this year. So it's just, it astounds me that it takes so long for people to catch up. But it's great news for us as marketers, as internet marketers, because that leaves a wide open territory for us.
Right. So for those who are still not convincing them to do video, just think about two-word yellow pages. You're gonna become obsolete like yellow pages if you don't start doing videos. So I think that would kind of sum up what we're trying to kind of talk about right here.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yellow pages anymore. So all right. So you guys have created a huge buzz already about Explaindio. So what is the big buzz about? Kind of talk about what that is, and maybe do you have a couple minutes kind of show us what exactly is this thing, how this is going to really benefit a lot of video marketers.
Okay, well, first I have to explain the name.
Okay.
I only figured it out recently. My partners explained it to me.
Okay.
Explaindio is a crazy name, and I didn't. It obviously meant explain video, but I didn't understand that VMFX FX puts together what is called an explainer video, and that is actually a term referring to a certain type of video, an explainer video. So this is explainer video combined into one term, and that's where Explaindio came from, even though it's spelled D-I-O at the end, not D-E-O at the end. So what Explaindio does is it's very, very similar to taking VMFX FX, and for those of you who are not familiar with that program, that has pre-made animations built in, and Easy Sketch Pro. Actually, it's similar to Easy Sketch Pro 2, which has the sketching, those whiteboard doodle sketches, which also captivate viewers, and merging those two into one piece of software. But additionally, it does it on top of background videos if you wish. And that just brought it all home and made it look like an actual television commercial. Now, if you want, Han, I could show you an example of what I'm talking about by sharing my screen so that people can actually see what I mean when I say similar to this, similar to that, but over a video. Because one of the video presentations that my partners put together just in a few hours overnight we actually have out there now on the market, and I could actually talk you through it if you'd like me to do that.
Yes, please.
All right, let me go to my share screen. Okay, it is this one. Tell me when you see the hand and the woman that's dancing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video slowly. I'm going to stop it along the way to kind of explain what's going on. So in this case, we're actually have used the software to put this together. And you can see this particular hand is drawing both text and pictures over a video of somebody dancing. Why would you want to do that? Well, this case, notice it says hip hop dance class, $199 per month. Mm-hmm. So this is actually an ad for somebody who has a hip hop dance class, okay? And what they're doing in this mock-up is they are using Explaindio to further the whole idea of advertising their particular dance studio. And again, like I said before, this is the future, doing it all within the video itself. So even though this is a video for a hip-hop dance studio, it's also telling you things on the video. Now, this is similar to Easy Sketch Pro, and so is this one, where there's a hand that is writing and drawing, just like this. And this is for a travel company saying, we'll take you away. And notice they're actually drawing a cruise ship on the water. Now, this can be a ready-made template that already is within our system, okay? So we have a lot of these templates already there. Or you can actually do it from scratch if you wish. So that's another example right there. This is another one where we're showing that kids could use this to make a happy Mother's Day card, in this case for the grandmother. Again, they're drawing on top of a picture. They're showing, in this case, a mother or a grandmother making cake or cookies, and they're actually writing a note to that person. Again, the wave of the future. Now, those were all similar to Easy Sketch Pro 2, but this one is more similar to Video Maker FX, although you probably don't recognize it as being so. And the reason is because, as I said, I love Video Maker FX because it's very simple to use. The problem is that the graphics that you animate with Video Maker FX are not on top, they're not transparent. They're not on top of a previous video that goes underneath. The actual graphics for Video Maker FX go on a preset background that you choose, but not a video itself. And that had been the #1 complaint about Video Maker FX, and we're not sure when they'll be coming up with that update. But as I said, since we have that here, and since we're able to actually take the various different drawings that come with Video Maker FX, the sequences, into Explaindio, you don't have to worry about it if you're using Explaindio for that, because you could actually download the stuff, or import the stuff is the word I'm looking for, from Video Maker FX or from Easy Sketch Pro or Easy Sketch Pro 2. The only thing you can't do with Video Maker FX is you can't actually import the entire project files that you make, but you can import the specific animations. So once again, here we go.
For those who has the other software, VMFX and Sketch Pro, they can continue working on the project with this software as well, right? I just want to kind of pause there for a second.
Yes and no. They can take in all the graphics and all the stuff they've got from the other two programs. Okay. If they've put it in order in a project itself in Video Maker FX, they're going to have to rebuild the order again.
Okay.
In this, so that's proprietary to Video Maker FX.
Right.
But you can do the stuff that you start putting together with Easy Sketch Pro, and all those SVG files import right away from Easy Sketch Pro. In fact, this is very dependent on SVG files. In this case, this is again similar to Video Maker FX, how we have these balls. This is part of the animation, and that was imported right in, and then we did some writing involved as well. So this one again is a little more similar to Video Maker FX. This is my favorite because it shows a cartoon that comes included, and in this case it says, hi, need a contractor, and we have a little contractor guy. But notice that the video that we put this on top of is actually contractors working, so it gives a complete three-dimensional appearance to this that previously was unavailable. So there you could see, again, how we're advertising this construction company in a way that would actually blow the minds of any construction company that you brought this to. If you brought what I just showed you, those two scenes, to a construction company and said, hey, I could do this for you, you think they wouldn't buy it? They don't have anything like this, with a picture of their firm in the background and then these characters on top. It's just unheard of. No one's done that yet, and you'd be first. See, there it is. He's doing the phone number. You could say, okay, I'll do this video for you. I'll put your phone number in there. All right. And for those of you that do ranking, if you could rank for, let's say, a certain city, and let's say it's Sacramento, and you did Sacramento construction and you ranked for that term, you could sell that spot. You could sell the video. You could sell so much to a construction company if you were able to do this. Let's see what else I have here. Oh, this one I know. I recognize this guy.
You look kind of like me.
Yeah. Although when I played it, my wife wanted to know if that was me. There's no glasses. How is that me with no glasses? I don't know. This is a bungee jumping organization. So they actually notice how it goes up and down. So they're able to like give the effect here. You know, we didn't do anything there. If you look closely at that, I'll show that one again. We didn't actually do anything. It's just that the bungee is going up and down in the background, so it made it look like the thing was going up and down. This is one of my favorite sketch ones, where we're actually going to show the flaws on this woman and where she needs help. So in this case, for instance, and I think this is probably the most effective of everything I've shown in terms of actually showing how sketch can work with a video. So here's the video in the background of a woman that's doing exercise and yoga, and we're actually showing where she's strengthening herself in her tummy, in her arms, and her legs, and we're actually sketching it out. So, I mean, talk about the real name explainer video. This really brings home what an explainer video is. Even though this is a sketch video, it's also explaining how somebody can really shape up and showing it at the same time. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video's worth even more, and that's what we're doing right here. Yeah.
and you know what? I think this thing can actually help people develop training videos too.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see that right here. This could be a training video. Here's an example where there's sketch and there's also animation going on with a video in the background. Here's one for real estate. You know, and real estate could use this very much, since so many real estate agents depend now on the videos. So I'll pause it for now, and I'll stop the screen sharing for now. And while we're talking, I'll actually queue up the inside of the program itself. In a few minutes, I'll show you how easy it is to use. Even though I've just played with it a little bit, I'll be able to show you at least a little bit of the inside.
So talk about the ease of use for this one. Like, I know you use both software, VMFX and Easy Sketch Pro. They're both excellent softwares, and you're also using this software. On a scale 1 to 10, 10 being the easiest one, 1 being the most difficult to use. Well, what would the number be if I had to pick one?
Which is the easiest, 1 or 10?
The 10 would be the easiest. The 1 would be the most difficult one to use.
All right. So my personal preference in terms of ease of use would be this and VideoMaker FX. I'd say this is a 7, VideoMaker FX is an 8, and Easy Sketch Pro is like a 3. Okay. So Easy Sketch Pro is really powerful, but it's not that easy to use. Easy Sketch Pro 2 also does a real lot of things. I mean, it does everything that we do, Easy Sketch Pro 2. And even one thing more, it can take a video and change it into a sketch graphic too, although I heard that that's a little quirky feature that it has, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's still a really good feature to have. And that's the only feature that this Explaindio doesn't have on the sketch side. But what Easy Sketch Pro does have on the sketch side is a real ease of use in terms of making the sketches. They just are not hard at all. Most of them are pre-canned to begin with, and then you could just bring in any object and sketch it out so easily compared to what I have to go through on Easy Sketch Pro 2. So in terms of ease of use, the reason I'd say VideoMaker FX would be slightly easier than Explaindio is because it doesn't do as much. So you don't have to learn how to do the sketch portion of it. So in that order, I would prefer VideoMaker FX and this, and then Easy Sketch Pro 2, although Easy Sketch Pro 2 is the most powerful in terms of sketching ability. So I have to tip a hat to all three products in that regards. Explaindio because it does both and it's easy. VideoMaker FX because it's the easiest as far as I can tell. And then Easy Sketch Pro 2 because it does the most things, you know. So they all have their positives and negatives. But Explaindio does bring together these two extraordinarily important fields together that previously you had to import into Camtasia or another video editor and merge them. You don't have to do that now. You still can use a video editor if you want, but most of the time you'll find that you've got everything there. You don't need to.
So does it just actually, let's say I have this sequence set up, everything, does it just actually allow me to record vocals into the video within the software, or do I have to export it and
yeah, absolutely. In fact, I've been beta testing it for a couple of months, but as you'll see in a moment, I'm rusty at it because most of my testing was done 2 months ago. And since then, I've been, you know, preparing for this product to come to the marketplace, and I wasn't the one that was testing it. I gave it to many, many people to test. And so you'll see I'm rusty at it. It doesn't take long to refresh your memory, though, because it only takes a couple hours at most to learn it. But one of the things I did run into 2 months ago was in the Mac version, because it's PC and Mac. You get a choice. The Mac version wasn't recording correctly within the software, so I was the one that tested the Mac version for the voice, and we fixed that. So now it records voice just fine. Also has a fade function, I believe, so that it fades it out nicely at the end. But so there's music you could add, there's voice you could add. You could also import the voice from another file that you did in, let's say, Audacity or another piece of audio software, and it came out pretty good. I like the way it imported that it actually took in my audio straight into the program. It worked very well.
Cool. And this one has one feature that no other software has. In fact, it's the marketplace. Would you kind of share that a little bit?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. The marketplace is something that is kind of similar to the App Store or plugins for WordPress, where there's going to be a whole bunch of vendors. We already have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 lined up. I brought 3, and that's why I was hesitant. But I know that the other guys brought some more in. So we have a bunch of people that are in there already that are working on it. Now, it won't be available for a few weeks because the merchants have to get their stuff in there. But what am I talking about? They're going to bring in to this system additional music, additional graphics, additional templates from very talented third-party vendors, so that we'll be able to purchase, or in some cases, perhaps they'll even give it away, this additional marketplace material. Now, I have to say that this already comes included with a bunch of images. I mean, loads, hundreds, thousands of images and templates. So you already are going to have, in fact, if I had to count, I think it's 800 right off the bat that I can count. And that's
whatever.
800 elements just like that. And that comes with the actual product. But then we have additional that you can get on the inside, and that's what the one-time offer is. And then there's a monthly service that you could also get where you get additional each month. So all these things are going to be at your fingertips. I personally, when I purchase something like this, between me and you, I always start with the base and then I build up from there.
Right. That's what I do.
But you know, but once you get inside, if you're excited to try out another additional set, by all means, get that too. You know, it depends on what you want to do. I'm excited that so much is being included with the base product. So you're not getting just a bare bones system. You're getting something that's already loaded with pre-made templates, with women, with men, you know, that in terms of characters, women and men in terms of characters, that you could just, you know, actually build off of.
And you know what I love about this? This is the first software that open up the kind of like the back end for all the developer and designer have the ability going there is creating own template. So that means as the user, you're gonna get an infinity of different templates in the future. Where Other softwares, you know, if you want to get the template, you have to pay monthly fee or whatever the extra. They kind of, the product creator isn't in control of the template. What can you get? With this marketplace, I think the designer, from both vendor and the customer side, it helped them, let the market decide what's the hottest out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's exciting because we know that when that has happened in the past, those products have become the standard. So I'm already calling this the new standard in video because it's going to very quickly catch on. Not only is it going to get a good promotion on Tuesday from across the board, but I expect that people, once they see the power it has and what it can do, I expect people to jump on it very similar to the way that Video Maker FX and Easy Sketch Pro 2 caught on. Which means there's going to be literally 30,000, 40,000 out there. And that means that it's going to become one of the standards in the industry. Just quickly, let me share my screen again, because as I said, I'm really rusty at this, but I want to at least show the software.
Sure.
Okay, can you see the little thing that says export slides right there? Do you see a little Explaindio Video Creator?
I see the pop-up window, the smaller window and the bigger windows are like all in like.
Okay, great. So I actually just put this together just a few minutes ago. I did it for a video that I need to get out tonight. And what I did is I just went in and I took a video, I put it as the background, and then I put text over it, and then you could see it play out right here. Now I'll show you how I did that. Basically, all you do is you just do create project like this. So on the upper left-hand side, you just click on that, and it's asking me to save what I have in there now. So I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to name a new one for Han and create. The first thing you have to do is you have to get some kind of slide in there before you can write over it or do anything over it. So the very first thing is you need to get some sort of slide. So in this case, for instance, I press this plus button right here, and that means I can add a sketch scene from my personal library or add an animated slide from my collection. Now what that means is I could either do animated or I could do sketch. So this would be like Video Maker FX. This would be like Easy Sketch Pro, but in this case I'll say create new sketch scene.
The interface is very similar to Video FX. I know it's not the same, but it really reminds me of that.
Yeah, it reminds me of it too, yes.
Yeah.
So now in this case I could add an image. In this case I could add various images like this.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And then I could add text, and I could bring the text down here, and I would just put the text in over here. This is something loud. Then I would close the canvas, and you could see it being played out here. Now I could say play with music, but I didn't add music. So if I want to go back and do something like that again, this time let's do from the slide animation collection. So you already have preloaded these collections that are extremely, how can I put it, long. The best way to put it is extremely thorough. Where, for instance, I just called up character businesswoman, all right? And I'm looking through the various slides. Here's slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, slide 5, slide 6, slide 7, slide 8. And all you have to do is just actually change all the writing in that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I would pick this, and then I'm going to just change the text in those various ones, and then I'll basically be all set. So if I add, for instance, the whole pack here, where it says add pack, it's going to add every one of those slides to my video that I'm working on. So I did add pack. And now open canvas. This is what I created before with you. And now this is the one that I added. And where it says meet Lisa here, Now I could change all that. I could change all the wording, and I could change where it says she wants business but is having trouble opening her business. All that text is editable, and I could create an entirely new slideshow just like that. So that's basically all there is to it, is loading in these elements that are already made or starting from scratch like I was doing here with actual images. And as I said, I'm rusty on it, so I don't want to go too far into it because I'll just start getting lost and it'll be wasting your time. But you get the idea that you have all this in front of you. So this is like ready-made animation. Now let's go back one more time. And now let's add sketch. Oh, it doesn't want me to do that. It wants me to do only animation. All right, so we'll only stick with the animation. We'll do... Oh, here's a really long one. Look at that. This one is 17 slides long. One. So let's start. Always find. Welcome to our service. So we could add a single one of those slides, like where it says increase your sales. We could add just that. See, it's at the end now. Where it says subscribe now, increase your sales. We added that. Or you could add that entire pack. It's just, you know, there's a lot here. For instance, you could add the music, as I said, you could add the voice. There's all these different elements that you can do. Here's the music.
Yeah, we can't hear it, so. Oh, there we go. It's very theatric. Epic.
Okay, so yes, you could add the music, and of course there'll be even more music that you can get. So with that, I'm going to stop screen sharing before I get lost and get you all confused, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to play around with. As I said, I haven't played around with it in about 6 weeks, and I'm just getting reacquainted with the software again. I've had people beta testing it that whole time. We've been reporting really wonderful results.
Right, so when you export as a video format, what format does it report?
It's MP4. I noticed it was, yeah, it was MP4. I was thinking maybe it was MOV, but it was MP4 that exported. I did it just a few moments ago.
Okay.
And it was an MP4 file. Yeah.
Do you have the? I guess it should have the change of the screen size, everything. You can set all that as well.
Well, I think it's doing a 12. You can, but I think it's doing a standard
720.
1280 by 720.
Okay.
Which is, you know, some people may want 1080p, but I never do 1080p myself.
That's a
and
huge
the reason,
file.
Yeah, it's a pain, and it slows up my computer, and it always, you know, causes me to crash. So I always stay 1280 by 720 as the highest, and it's great for YouTube as well, because then you can get an HD out of it.
Yeah, I don't think the television out there is up there yet. I mean, some of them does already. Some of them do 4K, but I think we still have a little bit of time to get to the 1080p format to catching up. All right, great. So thanks for showing that, by the way. And let's talk about the question about the offer itself. Now, I think a lot of people want to have this now after they watch that.
Yeah, it's really kind of ridiculous because we're doing one of these things where we're opening up at one of those really low prices like you always talk about. Now, the price that it's going to be for 4 days is $37, all right? And it's actually a set price. It's not one of these that goes up, except at the very beginning, there may be a 2 or 3 hour period that Han's going to keep you posted on where it's going to be released at $29.95. The reason why I'm not making a big deal about that, as I often do, is I say, oh, you got to get in at the lowest price, is because this is such a bargain already, since it's going to include the commercial license. You're actually going to be able to provide these videos for clients, and that's way, way less than some of the other products on the market.
Right.
We're going to include that for the launch period. So the launch period is 10 days. The first 4 days, it's going to be 37. Then it's going to go to 47, and then 67, and then become a monthly charge. Okay, so it's 37, 47, 67, then monthly. But the initial price for roughly 2.5 hours is only going to be $29.95. So if you want to jump in at that price and make this total no-brainer, then follow Han's lead, because he'll tell you when to jump on it. You know, hopefully everything will go smoothly. But the reason that I'm not stressing that like I normally stress it like crazy is just because it's such a bargain at $37 as well, that if you miss the $29.95 for some reason, you have 4 relaxed days to get this at the rock bottom $37 price, which really, for software that does what this does, is rock bottom. This is like getting Camtasia, which is a $300 product, for $37. You know, now Camtasia Mac only costs $100, and that's really what I think the price of what Camtasia should be. But still, this is $100 material. This is not $37 material that you're getting for $37. So definitely super low cost. The upgrade is going to be $37 with commercial license, which is additional templates and stuff like that. However, it's $17 if you don't want to use it with the commercial license. I think there'll be a downsell, which will allow you to use it just for yourself. The reason I know this is because I did the videos for this entire product, and I've been doing these videos, and I'm stating what the price is. Now, again, this is a team of people, including myself, that have decided on the prices and what's involved and what you're going to get. But I was the one who actually said it. So it's out of my mouth that, yes, the upgrade will also include commercial license.
Oh, wow.
$37.
Wow.
And you have the choice to get it without the commercial license if you don't pick that. So, Han, the tip there that I'm giving folks is, if they don't want the commercial license, that's not important to them. They get it anyway with the basic offer. But if they want the additional templates and additional stuff on the inside, but they don't want to sell it to other clients, then you could wait for the downsell and go from 37 down to 17. So that's a tip for your folks, that they can get another bargain there.
Right. So is that the only OTO? Let me, before we go to the other OTO, if you have one, I just want to be clear on the official launching time and day. Let's talk about the time to launch. Very, very important. And you say it's going to be only 4-day launch. Is that correct?
No. Well, it's a 10-day launch. It's 4 days at $37.
Okay, got it.
But it's specifically a 10-day launch.
Okay, great.
And then the price is going to go way up after that. Yeah.
Okay. I just got a confirmation from Nick, whatever his name is, and he said it's going to be officially launching at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be on Tuesday. And that is, what day was that?
The 11th. 11, 11, and 11.
11,
11. 11, 11.
All right, so that's easy. That's easy to remember. And for the early bird time, I got a confirmation, is actually going to be starting at 8 a.m. So guys, go there early and grab this early. All right, so you're gonna be blown away.
That's what I recommended to Nick. So that's great.
Right, cool. All right, so I know you talked about the OTO one already. Do you have any other OTO right after that?
Yeah, the second one is for monthly a continuation of getting material on a monthly basis. Now, Video Maker FX did this and was very successful with it, because more stuff came out every month. And this is what we're going to be doing as well, is we're going to be providing more and more material every single month. And as I said, we're in this for the long haul. Obviously, this is going to become a standard very quickly. So it will go a long way to get extra material. But you don't have to get that to make this thing tick. You don't have to subscribe monthly. You're not missing anything if you don't get that. You'll still be getting this incredible piece of software for a rock bottom price.
Right. So, okay. So OTO 2 is the monthly. What is the starting up price for that one?
I think that's also, it's eluding me, Han. I'm not positive on the price on that one.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's not mention it then. So do you have anything else right after that, or? No,
that's it. We're not, hitting people with left and right. It's not one of those kind of launches where you keep getting another upgrade and you keep getting hit with the coaching and this and that. It's just not like that.
Okay.
This is really about the software itself.
Okay, great. So I think that's pretty much all the questions I need to ask you here today, but I got one last question, and it's important questions. So as people watching this interview, especially after you demo it, they want to have it, because this is really one of a kind software, combine all the benefit of sketch video and Video FX sort of type of video together. they want to buy this, they want to get this, but everybody has a negative hesitation, a little voice in the back of the head tell not to taking action or don't buy it. So my question to you, Todd, is what makes this software so unique they should absolutely go grab during this launching period?
Well, it's an all-in-one, and also because the price is so low, it becomes a no-brainer. And also, I like to recommend that people follow my lead, which has always been to get the hot software, which is not terribly high priced, because then you can't possibly get disappointed because you're trying something out and seeing if you like it. Now, in this case, it's pretty obvious that folks are going to love it. But what if they don't? Then there really wasn't much to lose. First of all, you could always get your money back. But second of all, more importantly, is you didn't spend a lot. So it's not like you're losing anything if you don't use it all the time. And, I was just having a talk with my relatives about this today. I really feel very strongly that when you're in this field, you shouldn't get roped into spending large amounts of money. You should spend smaller amounts of money on things that are very effective or potentially very effective. If they don't work out, then you didn't lose very much at all. If they do work out, really excel. So I was giving the example how I have purchased in my internet marketing career private label rights products. And when I've done that in the past, I've not spent a terribly large amount of money. I've spent a moderate amount of money on the things that seem to me that would be really high quality, and then I could turn those around and bring those out to the marketplace. I never jumped at things that were so sky high in price that I'd get disappointed. And that's what I think is such a important factor here, is that with the commercial license, the price of this is either $29.95 if you get in early, and even if you miss that 3-hour period, it's only $37 for something that includes features that VideoMaker FX has and Easy Sketch Pro 2 has, and it could all be done on top of actual motion video. That's a tremendous, tremendous boon to your video marketing for an extremely low price when you consider it includes the commercial license that you could turn around and make $497 from just one client just by turning around and offering one of the videos to that client. You can make the client for your local restaurant, for your local real estate agent, for your local lawyer. You could walk right into their office, already have the video done for them, and offer it to them. It's that easy. You don't even have to wait for them to hire you to do it. You can walk in. That's how I got my job on TV, by the way. I walked into the office. I did a sample weather presentation in front of the news director, and that's exactly what I'm suggesting people do in this case. They have no other way to make money. Get this. Make a video. Walk into your local mom and pop place. Give them the video and say, you want it? And if they say no, then you've done something wrong, because this makes great looking videos that they're going to want to buy.
Right, just take your phone, right?
Exactly.
Right, so my next question is, I think, as people watching this, they previously probably already own VMFX or Sketch Pro, one of the software or both software. What would it be your recommendation to them? Should they buy this, and if so, why?
Well, if you're already used to Easy Sketch Pro 2, all right, and you're accustomed to using it already, then I would suggest that if you're just doing sketch videos, then you don't need this, okay? If you're already accustomed to it and you're comfortable with the way it works. Now, as I said, to me, it's a little bit challenging to make it work. So that's why I'd recommend this for dabbling in sketch videos. That's number one. Number two, if you have VideoMaker FX, you guys know that you're missing the ability to put your graphics over a video. You know that. And this is important to have if you have VideoMaker FX, so you can import your VideoMaker FX stuff into Explaindio and continue using it the way VideoMaker FX should have been moving towards more quickly, okay? So in that regards, I think it is important to upgrade to this. And the most important thing is if you wanted to both at once without having to go back and forth, then you also need this. But as you heard me say, there is a scenario that I could see not getting Explaindio That is if you only make the sketch videos, not the animation videos, okay? And you're very comfortable with video, with Easy Sketch Pro 2. Not 1, but 2, because 1 is very limited now compared to 2. If that's the case, then you don't need Explaindio. But that won't be that many of you. Most of you will want to do both, and most of you will want the ease of use. But there will be a core group of you that don't need Explaindio because you're just doing sketch and you already have a really great product.
Okay, right, and you know, from my point of view is I'm a little bit shiny object kind of guy, and I know I can take the video and make 100 times or 500 times the investment, especially at the price these things are listing at the beginning. I mean, to me, I want to have all the templates because you know you're looking at different software, they come with different templates. Sometimes if you have a very picky client for local marketers, they want a specific template work for them. Well, you got 3 tools to choose from, right? So a huge group of library to choose from. So to me, at this price point, it's absolutely no-brainer to have all 3. Just in case it's a backup too. You know, one software stopped working for some reason, you got another one to work on. So because that's very important. For me, I have to pump out video every single day. I want to have some all the 2 that I can get my hands on, but that's just personal to me.
All right, so ask me for the tip of the day because I thought of one.
All right, good. I'll give you time to think about that.
All right, I thought of a tip of the day.
It's like a fortune cookie.
Yeah,
for the day,
I laughed so much just now I forgot it, but I remember. The tip of the day is, when I first got into this, I always recommended that you learn Camtasia. I told everybody to learn Camtasia. It was a standard. It made making videos easy. It was important. You would be able to take your talent and barter it with other marketers so that they would use you. You have the same situation opening up right now with Explaindio. If you get this software and become accustomed to use it, really force yourself to take an evening and learn it, you will become a valuable asset in the marketplace immediately to other marketers who don't have the time. And they'll hire you to make their videos. They'll hire you because you could make explainer videos and make products out of it. They'll hire you for all kinds of things, to make videos for their offline clients. I mean, you could go right onto Fiverr and start selling these that you make. And we're not restricting you in any way from doing that. So my advice is, whether it's Video Maker FX or Easy Sketch Pro 2 or especially Explaindio, which does both functions in one, get out there and actually learn the darn thing instead of letting it sit on your hard drive. And sure, if you have any problems at all, work with technical support so that you become even smoother. And then eventually you'll become the expert. And you'll be able to be the valuable guy, like I became the valuable guy early on with my video stuff. And that's what I always recommended to people all along, is because that's what I did. I bartered my talent with other marketers, and that's where I know other people could be successful like I was.
Right. So he just shared his $1 million plan right now, right, with you guys. So pay attention, taking actions with this, and buy this and play around with it. And knowledge is power, and you're gonna get paid when you get the right knowledge and with the right tool as well. So, so that's the key point there. And on that note, Todd, thank you so much for spending time with us, and for those who are watching this, and thank you so much for being with us. And stay tuned, watch a very short sales/demo video on this. Just kind of refresh your memory again and how powerful this tool is, how much money you're gonna make it with this, and how much time and money you're going to save with this as well. And Todd, thank you so much again, and I'm sure I'll be talk to you very, very soon.
Thank you, Han. Thanks for having me.
All right, cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
When you're only 3 seconds from feast or famine, the right lure can save your life. Our experts can show you how to tie the perfect lure for any conditions and any type.
That's the kind of commercial that can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and you can make it with Explaindio. Hi, I'm Todd Gross, and I'm extremely excited to tell you that there is now an easy-to-use video creation software that allows you to combine animation, whiteboard sketch elements, and full motion video all into one powerful attention-grabbing video. Now, this is the only video creation software that does this, and it could literally send your conversions soaring. Just imagine what you could do with all three elements: full motion video, animation, and whiteboard sketch. You could build massive converting videos for yourself, for sale, and for affiliate products. Best of all, you don't need any video production experience to use this new software. It allows even complete beginners to create professional quality video with a few simple mouse clicks. Explaindio takes the historically difficult task of creating an explainer video and shortens it into a few simple steps. Just select the slides, enter the text, choose a video clip, and in no time, you'll have a terrific video. You won't have to waste money hiring a designer. You could do it all yourself, even if you have no design skills. It's really that easy. The truth is, creating high-quality, standout video has never been this simple. Explaindio Video Creator allows anyone, no matter what their experience level, to create professional-appearing videos. You can make videos for your family, your business. Heck, you could make videos to sell to other businesses. Looking to quickly change your video ads to tweak them for better conversions? Well, Explaindio gives you that flexibility and freedom to do changes very quickly as well. You'll also be able to create these videos at the drop of a hat without hiring expensive editing services or trying to work blindly through outsourced companies. Keep the work in-house and under your own creative control with Explaindio. That's why, if you've been wanting to create videos for an online business or for a particular product or course or for an offline business, this is the software for you. There is currently no more affordable video creator with this much flexibility. Let me ask you a few quick questions. Did you know that purchase intent has recently doubled as a result of the buyer watching a product-relevant video? It's true. Did you know that video on a service business website increases the number of leads generated there? This intuitive software is plug-and-play easy, turning you from video novice into video producer in a matter of minutes. Explaindio Video Creator has been created especially for entrepreneurs like yourself. Let's take a look at what comes with Explaindio. We have over 200 professionally designed animated templates, over 300 fonts, and over 500 drawn images straight out of the box included with your software. So you'll be able to create high-quality videos, all with a few simple mouse clicks. And you'll be able to make these amazing videos not for thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, but for an amazingly low one-time price. Imagine your revenue earning potential and where it will journey when you can finally unleash your inner producer on advertising campaigns for your clients. That's right, keep watching this video and you'll discover how you can get this powerful software program for the price that is so small it is sure to shock you. When it comes to generating traffic and profits on the internet, nothing is more effective than video marketing. Just consider these statistics. Comscore says website visitors are 64% more likely to make a purchase on an online retail site after watching a video. It also reports that video watchers stay on a website an average of 2 minutes longer than non-video watchers. Now, these statistics go on and on and on. Video enables you to establish a personal connection with your prospects. Plus, they grab the attention and keep them interested in what you have to offer. And now with Explaindio Video Creator, making high-quality videos has never been quicker, never been easier. With Explaindio Video Creator, you'll have everything you'll need to get your projects rolling, presented in one easy-to-use system. So, what are you waiting for? Video marketing can drive massive, and I mean huge traffic, and give you high conversion rates in whatever you are promoting. and it's now reached the point where if you're not participating in video marketing, you are putting yourself at a severe disadvantage to your competitors who are. With Explaindio, you can now create complete unique video without any technical knowledge. Now start populating your pages with videos that grab visitor attention and keep it. So get Explaindio Video Creator and start producing the high-quality videos that you need to grow your business and explode your profits. Just click the button below to order now.